Scorpio, have you felt the scratching at the edges of your soul like something gnawing quietly in the shadows, waiting for the moment you let your guard down? This is not imagination. It is the omen of rats, a symbol whispered through centuries to warn of betrayal, hidden decay, and silent destruction that comes not from strangers, but from those who move closest to your heart. A shocking event is near, and the universe is making sure you sense it before it arrives, not to paralyze you with fear, but to awaken the warrior inside you who refuses to be broken. Picture this: rats do not roar, they do not announce themselves with thunder. They arrive in silence, creeping under floorboards, chewing through foundations, until one day you wake and realize something precious has been hollowed out. That is the energy moving around you now, Scorpio, the sense that someone in your circle, someone within the walls you thought were safe, has been nibbling away at trust, at peace, at your sacred light. But here is the hidden gift. When rats show themselves, it means the veil is tearing, the truth is being exposed, and the universe is giving you the chance to see what you once ignored. The shocking event on the horizon is not a punishment. It is revelation. A lightning strike splitting open the night sky to reveal what has always been there. What your intuition whispered but your mind pushed aside. You are being called not to shrink back, but to lean in, to witness the betrayal, the shadow, the curse that has threaded through your story, and to declare that it ends here. Feel the tension rise in your chest, the way your pulse quickens even as you listen, because deep down you know this message has found you for a reason. Scorpio, you are not alone in this moment. Every Scorpio who gathers here is part of a soul family, facing the same gnawing energies, the same dark omens, and together we are stronger. Let this be your first reminder. The rats may move in darkness, but you, Scorpio, are the fire that exposes them. Throughout history, Scorpio the rat has been more than just a creature scurrying through the shadows. It has been a living symbol woven into myths, spiritual warnings, and ancestral memory. In some cultures, rats represented greed and hidden betrayal, messengers of decay creeping into the homes of those who were too distracted to notice the signs. In others, they were omens of cycles ending, the carriers of energy that forced communities to cleanse and rebuild. For you, Scorpio, the appearance of these rats is not random, for your sign is the one most attuned to hidden truths, the one who sees what others refuse to see. And when the universe sends the image of rats into your path, it is showing you the energies gnawing away at trust, love, and stability. Think of the way rats dig tunnels unseen, the way they slip through cracks in silence, the way they thrive on what is discarded or neglected. This is how negative energy works in your life. It sneaks in through unguarded wounds. It feeds on unspoken fears. It multiplies when you pretend not to look. Yet within this dark imagery lies a sacred mirror. Rats appear so that you recognize the silent destroyers, not only outside of you but also within the doubts, the toxic patterns, the habits that corrode your light. This shocking event is being preceded by their appearance, because only when the hidden destroyers are revealed can you finally confront them, cleanse them, and claim back your power. Do not mistake their presence for doom. Instead, see them as the universe's way of drawing a boundary line, warning you that something must end before you can rise into your true strength. Remember, Scorpio, your destiny has always been tied to transformation. And even the rats are part of that sacred alchemy, showing you what must be exposed, what must be faced, and what must be released for your rebirth to begin. Scorpio, the air around you is thick with electricity, and though nothing has yet struck, you can feel it. The quiet before the storm, the tremor in your chest that whispers a shocking event is near. This is not simply coincidence, not just a random shift in your days, but the hand of the universe preparing to rip away a veil that has hidden too much for too long. Imagine the night sky split open by a sudden bolt of lightning. 1 second everything is dark, uncertain, and the next, the entire landscape is illuminated with clarity you can no longer ignore. That is what approaches you now, Scorpio. An exposure of truth so sharp it may sting at first, yet it is also a revelation you secretly prayed for, whether you admitted it or not. It may come through family drama, the betrayal of someone you trusted, or the unraveling of an illusion you clung to for safety. But no matter the form it takes, its purpose is the same: to awaken you, to shake you free from what has been corroding your spirit, like rats gnawing in the walls of your life. There is a heaviness in knowing something precious may be disrupted, but there is also a deep power in recognizing that what is being destroyed is not your destiny, only the false structures that tried to cage it. You will feel the sting of shock, yes, but beneath it will come an undeniable wave of clarity, a fierce knowing that what collapses was never meant to last. This is the sacred paradox of Scorpio energy. Endings that look like loss are actually the first breath of rebirth. Betrayals that cut deep are the very chisels that carve your soul into strength. So as this event nears, do not tremble in fear, for your spirit has already been prepared. Instead, stand ready as the lightning strikes, knowing that what it exposes is the truth you needed to step fully into your power. Scorpio, remember, you are not a victim of what breaks. You are the alchemist rising from its ashes. Scorpio, the danger that approaches does not come crashing in through the front door with banners raised. It seeps in quietly, hiding within the very walls you believe to be safe. Just as rats burrow unseen beneath the floorboards, so too does this energy move in silence, eroding trust in the places you thought untouchable. It is the relative who smiles but hides envy, the friend who offers comfort but secretly resents your light, the colleague who shakes your hand while plotting your fall. The universe is showing you that the threat is not distant. It is close, woven into your daily life, disguised as familiarity. That is why the omen of rats is so powerful. They are the perfect metaphor for what you are facing, Scorpio, something destructive nesting within your sanctuary. Yet remember, exposure is liberation. When the walls creak and the shadows shift, it is not just danger you are sensing, but the truth making itself known, demanding to be seen. This revelation may sting, because to realize betrayal comes from those inside the circle cuts deeper than any wound from the outside world, but it is also the precise medicine you need to reclaim your sovereignty. The shocking event is near, yes, but it is not here to end you. It is here to clear the infestation, to remind you that your home, your spirit, your heart are sacred and must not be left vulnerable to those who thrive in silence. Trust your instincts, Scorpio, for they are sharper than you know. If you feel the scratching at the edges of your peace, it is because your soul already knows who or what is trying to destroy it. Scorpio, the shadow you face is not only about individuals acting against you in the present. It runs deeper, into the marrow of your family line, into the ancestral echoes that shape the patterns of your life. The shocking event you sense may feel new, but it is truly the resurfacing of something ancient, a cycle passed down through generations like a hidden curse. Think of it this way. Just as rats return to the same nesting grounds, feeding off what was left behind, so too do unresolved fears, unspoken traumas, and inherited wounds circle back until someone strong enough dares to end them. You, Scorpio, were born with that strength. The betrayal you may soon witness, the danger rising within your own circle, is not random. It is the universe pointing directly at the threads of karma that have tied your family together in silence. Perhaps your mother feared abandonment. Your father carried shame. Your ancestors endured betrayals that were never voiced, and now you feel those same vibrations in your chest as though they were your own. This is the curse of family patterns, not a supernatural punishment, but an energetic chain that repeats until one soul chooses to break it. The rats that gnaw at your foundations are not only those around you, they are the ghosts of old fears demanding release. This shocking event is the key, painful as it may be, that unlocks the door to freedom. You are not cursed to suffer. You are chosen to end the curse. When you face the betrayal, when you confront the danger, when you finally burn away the nest that has lingered too long, you are not only healing yourself, you are healing generations behind you and protecting those who will come after. Scorpio, you are the fire that must purify the bloodline. Scorpio, even before the shocking event fully arrives, the fiercest battlefield is already within you. The hidden danger outside only mirrors the whispers gnawing inside your mind. Those rat-like voices that creep in when the night is silent, telling you that you are not enough, that you are unloved, that you will fail no matter how hard you try. These are not random thoughts. They are the echoes of old betrayals, the shadows of ancestral fears, the residue of wounds that others left behind in you. And yet the cruelest part of this battle is that it makes you doubt yourself, leading you to believe the enemy is stronger than your spirit. The truth is the opposite. The rats thrive only in darkness, in the places you refuse to look, in the emotions you bury rather than heal. The moment you name them, the moment you shine your inner fire upon them, they scatter, powerless against your awareness. This is why the universe is stirring up such intensity in your life. It is forcing you to confront the infestation within, to recognize that no betrayal outside can ever truly destroy you if you no longer betray yourself. The inner battle is not about silencing your fears, but transforming them into fuel, reclaiming your strength each time a toxic voice rises. Scorpio, remember, your heart was built for transformation. Your soul is the phoenix that thrives on ashes, and every time you face your inner rats, you reclaim a piece of yourself that was stolen. Do not shrink from this fight. It is the training ground that ensures when the shocking event arrives, you will not break, you will rise. Scorpio, the universe is not shaking your world to punish you. It is calling you to transform, to rise into the fullness of the power you were always meant to embody. The shocking event that looms on the horizon is less about destruction and more about awakening. Less about loss and more about liberation. For only when the false structures crumble can your true foundation take shape. This is your soul's initiation, the sacred moment when you're asked to stop running from the shadows and instead face them with unflinching eyes, to see the rats not as monsters, but as signals that the time for purification has come. Imagine fire sweeping through a forest. For a moment it looks like devastation, yet what truly unfolds is renewal, the clearing of space for new life to root deeply and rise stronger than before. That is what is being asked of you now, Scorpio, to let the fire of revelation burn away the betrayals, the curses, the inner doubts that have kept you small, and to stand in the ashes with the fierce knowing that you are reborn. The call to transformation is not gentle. It rattles your bones. It breaks the chains you didn't even realize you wore, and it demands courage you might think you don't have. But you do. Every Scorpio carries within their soul the gift of death and rebirth, the phoenix rising unscathed from its own flames. And this is your moment to claim that destiny. The rats may try to gnaw, but they cannot withstand the blaze of your awakening. Scorpio, after the storm of revelation, the path forward is not paved with fear but with healing, for the universe never exposes the darkness without also offering the light to guide you through it. Healing begins not in grand gestures, but in the quiet choices you make each day. The choice to sit with yourself in stillness, to write out the truths you can no longer bury, to breathe deeply when the weight of betrayal threatens to crush your chest. Each act of awareness is like lighting a candle in the tunnels where the rats once hid, banishing them with clarity rather than force. Allow yourself space to feel the grief, the anger, the confusion, but do not camp there, for emotions are rivers meant to flow, not prisons meant to hold you. In moments of heaviness, call on practices that restore your spirit. Meditate on the image of fire cleansing your body. Pray for the strength of your ancestors who survived their storms, and surround yourself with the community that uplifts your soul rather than drains it. Remember, healing does not mean forgetting the pain, it means transforming it into wisdom, weaving the sharp edges of your wounds into the armor of your resilience. The rats may have gnawed at your peace, but now they serve as reminders that you are the guardian of your own sanctuary, the keeper of your own light. And as you step into this path of healing, know that you do not walk alone. Every Scorpio listening carries the same flame, and together, as a soul family, you are creating a circle of strength that no shadow can penetrate. Scorpio, what you are walking through now is not yours alone to carry, for the omen of rats and the shocking event they herald echo far beyond your personal story. They are threads woven into the collective fabric of every soul listening here. Each of us in our own way faces these silent destroyers, the hidden betrayals, the unspoken fears, the patterns that gnaw at our foundations until we finally choose to rise. When you hear this message, you're not simply receiving a warning. You are stepping into a circle of shared awakening, a community of Scorpios and soulkin who know the weight of shadows and the fire of transformation. Together we are stronger, because when one Scorpio faces the infestation, it teaches another that they too can clear their home, their heart, their spirit of what no longer belongs. The rats symbolize not just enemies outside, but collective fears that humankind has carried for centuries. Greed, envy, betrayal, and every time you confront them in your own life, you help the world release them too. This is why your healing matters. It ripples outward like fire spreading across a dark landscape, igniting courage in others who thought they were alone in their pain. Scorpio, let this remind you that your path is part of something vast and sacred, and by choosing to face the shocking event with courage, you are lifting not just yourself, but all of us who gather here in this sacred space. We rise as one soul family, bound not by blood but by the courage to transform, and in that union the rats lose their power forever. Scorpio, as this message comes to a close, remember that the shocking event drawing near is not your downfall, but your unveiling. The lightning strike that exposes what was once hidden, so you may finally walk in truth. The rats may have tried to gnaw at your peace, but their very appearance is proof that their time is ending. For darkness cannot survive once the fire of awareness has been lit. What breaks apart now is not your destiny, but the false cages that kept you bound. And what rises from the ashes is the true power you have carried all along. Take this as your call to claim protection, to stand tall in your transformation, and to declare that betrayal, fear, and ancestral curses no longer rule your path. You are the alchemist, the phoenix, the guardian of your own soul, and no silent destroyer can overcome the light you embody. Scorpio, if this message resonates with you, type in the comments, "I claim my protection and transformation," so that together we create a circle of intention, a soul family bound in strength, healing, and unshakable faith. Share your story. Let others know they are not alone, and may this community be the sanctuary where shadows lose their power. Thank you for walking this journey with me, for lending your heart and your courage to this sacred space. If you feel the truth in these words, do not leave without subscribing, liking, and sharing, because each action keeps the flame alive and ensures more Scorpios find their way to this circle of light. Until the next message, may you walk in clarity, protected by divine fire, fearless in your transformation, and forever guided by the higher hand that has never abandoned you.